Do you want to study or work abroad? Or maybe immigrate to an English-speaking country? One major point that you should plan for is your accredited English tests. Oh, TOEFL and IELTS are well-known tests and reliable. So, which one should I choose? What are the differences? Here's a breakdown of the key differences between TOEFL and IELTS and which one you should take. First, TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. It's a standardized test designed to assess the English proficiency of non-native speakers who want to enroll in English-speaking universities, particularly in the US and Canada. The IELTS exam, on the other hand, stands for the International English Language Testing System. It's also a standardized test designed to assess the English proficiency of non-native speakers. Now, let's get to know the purpose of each. TOEFL primarily focuses on academic readiness for universities in the US and Canada. It's rarely used for immigration purposes. IELTS, more versatile, and it has two versions: academic, for universities, and general training, normally used for work, immigration, or general proficiency. Next, let's talk about the test format. TOEFL is an entirely computer-based test. All sections, reading, listening, speaking, and writing, involve computer interaction. IELTS, on the other hand, offers both computer-based and paper-based versions. The speaking test is always conducted face-to-face or via video call with an examiner, regardless of the format chosen. Question types. In TOEFL, we primarily find multiple-choice questions with a few integrated tasks, reading and listening combined. However, IELTS has more diverse question types, including multiple choice, short answer, open-ended questions, and essays. The length of these tests. TOEFL is generally longer, taking around 4 hours to complete. IELTS, shorter, typically lasting 2 hours and 45 minutes. However, the speaking test can be done on a separate day, extending the overall time frame. Scoring. TOEFL scored out of a total of 120 points, with each section, reading, listening, speaking, and writing, contributing 30 points. IELTS uses a band system from 1.0, lowest, to 9.0, highest. Each section is graded on this scale, and the overall score is the average of the 4 band scores. Accent. TOEFL focuses on American English accents in the listening and speaking sections. IELTS. The listening section exposes you to various English accents, British, Australian, etc. Overall, feel, TOEFL, more computer-centric and standardized test experience. IELTS. It offers a mix of question types and a human interaction component in the speaking test, potentially feeling more conversational. Here are some additional factors to consider when choosing between TOEFL and IELTS. 1. University requirements. Check with your target universities to see if they prefer TOEFL or IELTS. 2. Your strengths and weaknesses. Consider which format, computer-based versus paper-based, and question types, multiple choice versus open-ended, you feel more comfortable with. 3. Availability. Look into the availability of test centers and test dates for each exam in your location. Remember, these exams are a bit expensive, and both TOEFL and IELTS have an expiration date on their scores. In other words, your TOEFL score is valid for 2 years from the test date. This means if you take the exam on June 13, 2024, your score will be valid for institutions until June 13, 2026. Similarly, your IELTS score is also valid for 2 years from the test date. So, if you take the IELTS on any day, the score will be considered valid by institutions for the next 2 years following that date. Important note, while both exams have a 2-year validity period, it's important to check the specific requirements of the universities or institutions you're applying to. Some might prefer scores that are even more recent. How to apply. I will leave the links for you in the video's description. If you're considering taking the IELTS exam, you can find more information on the official IELTS website, IELTS.org, or you can search for their official partners in your country, such as the British Council or the IDP Education Centers. The English Lit team will leave the link in the description for you. If you're considering taking the TOEFL exam, This is the official website for this exam, ets.org. You can find it in the description of the video below. You can also find videos on the ETS website that walk you through the registration process step by step. You can find the description of the video below. You can check these free websites that offer examples and templates of these exams. The links are below. So, whether you want to take IELTS or TOEFL, the English Lit team wishes you all success. Subscribe for more tips and lessons on English language and literature.